Hey everyone, it's Connor back from This Old Farm. And tonight, it's Friday night. It's the week of Rick Bork being down in old Florida, and he is on his travels back. So we are in the shop by ourselves. And you guys remember about a year ago or so at a fall plow day, we did a little bit of a segment, I think, kind of a segment, called Cooking with Connor. Well, we're going to kind of bring that back today. We're going to try and do a little bit of cooking ourselves. It's something that this man is not very good at, and we're going to determine how well we are good at it. So what you have to start out with first is you have to take and clean out your frying pan in the dirty shop sink, and your spatula, amongst DeWalt tools, and antifreeze, added flavoring. Of the nasty old leftovers of what was Sloppy Joe mix that Mr. Bork decided to leave in the pan for us. We obviously have taken the time to do that off of camera because I don't think you guys want to see that. So we're going to go through and dry out our pan, dry off our spatula, and then we will come over here to our cooking area / toolbox and get set up with things. So we'll dry off our cooking pan and we'll bring you guys back. Okay, so we're going to start out our cooking process by plugging in the temperature sensor here, and we are going to turn it up to, we'll say 250. We'll try her there. Now we're going to go over to the fridge here, and we have store-bought meat because we don't grow cattle on this farm, you know. So we're gonna figure out how the heck to open this for one thing, because I don't really necessarily want to cut into it with my knife that I just had in rotten oats and wheat the other day. So we'll open up our package of meat here. That's getting warm, so we'll plop, slam it on there, and go throw this away. And we'll take our good friend Mr. Spatula over here. I'm going to turn it up to 300 and get some action going on. And we'll start trying to break her up a little bit here. We'll bring you guys closer into the action a little bit. We'll start breaking things up a little bit, I guess. Now you guys are learning at the same time as I am here, kind of. I've never cooked this meal before myself. So we're gonna find out just how well Mr. Connor is at it here. Feel free to try along at home if you so please. So in the last, we can discuss some farm things here while we're playing with our meat. In the last week, I guess we'll say, or so, not quite a week, last 3-4 days, whatnot, we have done a lot of hay hauling. Just about all of our hay is now home. Yeah, that looks real good. Just about all of our hay is home now. Today we finished up the last of it at Toby's Squatch 253's farm. Turn this back down to 250. So the last field that we have left to do is the neighbor Scotty's, and we're gonna go through tomorrow and take care of that. We also did a slight amount of dirt work over on the other side of the hill where Rick did a bunch of cleanup. We kind of leveled out the hill and stuff. Oh, that looks good. We leveled out the hill some so that we could drive on it, the area by the garden. Yeah, that seems really yummy. I gotta mash her up a little bit more here. Not quite to the consistency I want yet. Again, I am not a professional cook. I don't know what I'm doing. We're learning together. Keep playing with your meat. So we'll show you that tomorrow. It's about 9 o'clock, 9:38 actually to be exact, in the evening on Friday evening. This is a Friday following Thanksgiving. Oh, that's looking much better. Much better. So while we're letting that cook up a little bit, we're going to open up the cabinet. We're going to pull out our Lay's potato chips. We're also going to pull out our Bush's original baked beans. Now I wanted the homestyle ones, but they don't make the homestyle ones in a tiny can like this. So we're doing what we got with what we have. Oh yeah, that looks real good. That's turning out real nicely. Beautiful. That is some beautiful meat right there. We're gonna have a little bit of leftovers tonight for Sunday night. Tomorrow night, Saturday night, is Mr. Scotty's spaghetti feed, so we're gonna go over there and hang out with some friends. Oop, we've spilt a little bit. Throw it back in there. That should be fun. Going over to the neighbors. So we'll let this cook a little bit, and we will see if I can find the can opener, and we'll bring you guys back. So you'll firstly want to start out to make sure that you have all the tools that you need in your cooking area. Katie, I stole your can opener. I owe you it back. So our meat's been just on warming. So we're going to play with it some more before we take and dump our baked beans in there, because I see there's a little bit of pink left in here yet. Bump up our heat a little bit. We're at about 200 degrees cooking right now. A little bit of pink areas left. Try to get that into the center, because I believe the center is about your hottest. And around the outside edge is what your coldest, I think, is how that works on these things. So we're going to take, now that we're looking okay here, we're going to take our baked beans. And we're just going to dump them in. Fit in there. Look at that yummy goodness. Now we're going to take and fold that in some. Oops, we're going to spill some more meat outside of the tray here. It's okay, we'll just flop her back in there. That thickens her up nice and good. Mika's unhappy about something. That slightly concerns me. Alright, we're going to let this cook up a little bit. Maybe check out exactly what's going on with the barking. And we'll bring you guys back. And there you have it. After turning it down to warm and checking it on what's going on outside, which was nothing. And we just kind of moved it around a little bit more, and it's pretty well, I think, where I'd like it. So we're gonna go ahead and bust open the chips over here. We'll let you guys join in on that. There's your half a bag of air. And what you'll do now is you'll take your big old chip and you'll grab yourself a scoop and you'll enjoy it. So there you have it. There is beans and hamburger. I'm gonna enjoy my dinner here. It's now just about 10 o'clock and I'd like to eat and go to bed and talk to you guys in the morning. So I'm gonna enjoy my dinner. You guys have a good evening. We'll talk to you in the morning. All right, so sit rep. We are about noonish on Saturday here, and we've done a little bit, not quite entirely everything I wanted to get, kind of moving slower than I'd like to have, but we've had a couple setbacks. So this morning, last night there, obviously we did the cooking. Before we did the cooking there, we cleaned out the wood boiler. We got the wood boiler over here. We'll do a check on it just for Mr. Strasser. 163. See what our wood is doing in here. Oh yeah, real good. We'll have to cut up some more here a little bit. I stole a couple pine logs there because I was getting frustrated with the lumber over the hill. So, well, maybe I gotta sharpen up the chain again on the chainsaw because I keep catching nails. And then we can maybe go up there and cut up a little bit more. We got the tractor hooked up to the trailer. We're gonna start it up, let it warm. Well, I suppose we could do that now. And I have to check the gear lube on the thing because we're leaking like a sieve. When we went through and did all that manure handling, all the twine that was in there got wound up on it. So let's see here. Try and get you guys. No glow plugs? I don't know, I can't tell. Oh yeah, real good. So we'll let that warm up. We got to pull the little plug on there and check our gear lube, see how that's doing. And then we're gonna start hauling hay bales from the neighbor Scotty's before he has a spaghetti feed that we have to go to. So we'll take care of that. We also this morning, this is where the camper was parked. There is where it is now. We'll put the camper back in its winter spot because I'm sick of it getting blown on. It makes it harder for me to heat it. So we put it back where it belongs so that hopefully it's a little bit more out of the wind tonight. I think it's going to be another full day of hay hauling. There's going to be quite a few loads coming from Scotty's, so we're going to go out. We'll go out over the hill and show you what we got home so far. Cattle are keeping well. We gave them 3 hay bales yesterday, so they're eating on that. Darn it, it's cold out. Put a glove on. Wrong glove. So I gotta put the bale spear back on the tractor there because I'm not loading with pallet forks. Okay, you're gonna be pointing off into the distance for a minute here. There we go. Got that situated. So we'll come over here and show you guys. We did a little bit of dirt work here. I think I talked about it last night. We leveled off the hill a little bit. I'm by no means any sort of excavation expert, so it's kind of not perfect, but it's good enough to drive over. There's the lumber pile that we've been taking out of, that scrap lumber pile. You can see the cattle way down there munching on their hay. We'll take you down this way. And show you. There's all the hay we got home so far. So we've got 5 rows going. The 5th row is a partial so far. We've done 5 rows so far. The only trouble is that they slowly, you know, as you go back, so that one's the longest, and then we get a bale shorter and a couple bales shorter. They keep getting shorter because the swamp is at an angle there. So we get less and less in each row. So I don't know why I got that one spaced so far apart there. I kind of goofed up on that, but anyhow. So yeah, that's kind of the deal. That's what's going on. I'm gonna check out that tractor and then head over to the neighbors and start loading out. So I don't know if we'll have you guys, if we'll do filming while we're loading hay or not. We'll see. If not, we'll talk to you guys when we talk to you. Bale from the last trailer to haul in for the 2023 season. We've got all our hay bales home. It has been a big goal of mine this winter to get everything, every bale home. And now it's completed. So there you guys go. All of our hay is here, and just in the nick of time we're running out of fuel there. So the fuel light hasn't come on yet, but she's getting low, so that's nice to have done. I'm glad that those are all home and ready to be fed out. So I'm gonna go maybe have me a snack, something to drink. I haven't had anything to eat since breakfast this morning, so, and it's like 3-4 o'clock now. So park the tractor. We'll talk to you guys in whatever's next, I guess. Well, good Sunday morning, YouTube. It's another day, and it's another day for this guy to run. Let's do a, well, it's not really a cold start because we got her plugged in, but let's see what, we'll give her a little bit of cold plugs here. Hopefully we got enough fuel in it. I'll give the cattle some hay. More glow plug. Come on, old girl. What the heck? Rick says you plug this thing in for about half an hour, it should start like it's 90 degrees out. Well, it's not starting like it's 90 degrees out for me. Maybe we are out of fuel. I didn't think we were quite that low, but I'll open the hood here. Deal with his. Come on. I hate this gas cap. It's got that stupid little locking tab on it. Well, there's a little bit down there. Let me pull up my flashlight so I can see, and maybe you guys can see. Well, guess maybe we're not using this today. I'll maybe see if I can get it started. If not, well, I guess we're not giving them an extra bale like I thought. Or we'll have to go get fuel. Either way, whatever. So much for that. Alright, so it turns out our troubles with the excavator there. Hold on, I got you guys on the tripod. I'm gonna fold up your leggies. It turns out our troubles with the excavator is a little bit worse than just being plugged in. The fuel filter's clogged. It's got a bunch of rust and crud in it, and we don't have one here. We've got a Caterpillar one, a Caterpillar filter. That's a it's a Napa fuel filter system on there, and Rick has a Caterpillar filter that's a replacement. He doesn't have a Napa filter that has a replacement. We cut up a bunch of firewood too for Mr. Scotty to take care of the place tomorrow morning. Anyhow, for some reason the Caterpillar filter will not fit on the Napa housing. I can't figure out why. So that's okay. It's not a huge problem. The cattle have, I was just going to use it to bump some hay up for the cattle, and we had a partial bale that came from Scotty's. Ooh, it's nice in here. We had a partial bale that was at Scotty's, and I was going to shred that up and put it in the pile. I'm hitting your legs again. But that's alright, it's whatever, not a big deal. So now that I've got some firewood cut up, we're waiting. Bob wants to come get his 4-bottom plow, so I'm waiting on him for him to show up. I don't know when he's coming. He just kind of runs on his own timeline. So he's coming to get that at some point in time. I figured while we were waiting on him, we'll come into the pull barn. Self-closing door. We're gonna get dark here for a minute. I'm gonna come over here and plug in the light so that we have some light. How dark is it? Oh, it's not too bad in here. There's some light. I figured, being that we don't have anything pressing to do today, we'd come to this old girl. So if you didn't watch the Wednesday night live stream that we did here last week, it would have been, for those of you that aren't watching this video on time, it would be what the heck, it's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, whatever date that is. It's like the 23rd or something like that. We talked on the live stream about this. We're going to angle you down, and as you can see, we took the fuel tank off and we pulled off the belt pulley assembly. We pulled off the top cover for the torque amplifier, and I fiddled around with it for a little while and ended up freeing up our transmission here, I think, or the torque amplifier. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I have. But because I'm worried that I don't know what took... Here, I'll get myself in frame so you guys can actually see. I'm not sure what clogged this torque amplifier up. I can't say it's a transmission that got locked up because the transmission still spun. Obviously, we rolled it in here. So I'm not sure what exactly the problem is as far as what locked this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, there's 2 compartments up here with fluid in them, and then there's your main transmission back here that has fluid in it. We're going to drain all 3 compartments here and get all the fluid out of it, check the bottom of it before we put fresh fluid in it, check the bottom of the transmission housing, the center section, and the fronter section of the 3. Make sure that there's no debris or anything in there that was causing it to lock up, because I can't understand why it was locked up. So I want to make sure that that's fine. We're also going to go through and check our linkage adjustments here, make sure that everything there is fine, because I don't know where this is. And turns out I actually have the torque amplifier manuals. Technically it's for the 400 and 300 series, but it's the same system regardless. So we're going to go through and make sure that our adjustments here are correct, and I guess we go from there. We start putting things back together, and we have to run it at that point. I do have to show you one thing. We are having, I'm taking out the power steering system on this tractor. There used to be a Charlin power steering motor that sat here. I'm removing that, getting rid of it. We're not going to have that system anymore because I don't want it. It's a pain in the you-know-what, and it takes away from our live hydraulic system. We'll go over here and show you. We'll ignore that for the time being. We'll come over here and show you that they've got it plumbed into the live hydraulic system here. They've got a priority valve right here in the dark that you guys can't see, and I'm not a fan of it, to say the least, I guess. I would like to have plain old steering. I don't think these things are too hard to steer to begin with the wide fronts, so we're going to go through and just remove that. Then we can run hydraulic lines out to the back and have rear hydraulics on this tractor and be able to use it for kind of stuff. I'd like to have it on a 3-button plow this spring if I can. So we're gonna go through, and we're not putting the belt pulley back on either. We're gonna order the cover from Steiner and put the belt pulley block off plate on, and it didn't have the right belt pulley on it to begin with anyways. The belt pulley is right here, and the lever comes out the wrong way, so we're just not gonna worry about putting it back on. We're just gonna get rid of it, delete it, and do away with it. So that's kind of where we reside for now. I guess we'll grab some 5-gallon pails and start digging into it. So let's get some oil drained, I guess. So I kind of changed plans, and now I've kind of lost ambition in the project, I guess, for the day anyways. I gotta close this up. The bench is at a slope, so the drawers keep opening up. So major change. We pulled the fast hitch off. So it's kind of my plan all along, was to get that off of there, because I don't really like the fast hitch being on this tractor. For one, it's not really meant for the tractor, and two, it just would be better off on, say, the 400. So we pulled off the battery box, because the battery box over here is a piece. It's due for replacement. It's well overdue for replacement. So we'll order a new one of those off of Steiner there and replace that. We had to pull that off because they had that big plate there, which isn't for the fast hitch system, but they had to put it on there to kind of mount that, because the top deck on these TA diesels, holy cow, I hope you guys can hear that. It's a little bit scary. The top deck on these aren't designed for the upper lifting arm there for the fast hitch, so they mounted this plate to fix that issue, and then give them a third link mount, and it was a Fabra cobbled system they had set up on it, and so, but the battery box laid on top of that, so that's why we had to pull the battery box. That's why I'm going through and especially replacing it. I mean, it needed to be replaced anyways, but we especially are going to do it, being that we had to pull it off. So we got that off. We had to pull the PTO lever off to get the fast hitch down, because it kind of wraps around that PTO lever. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Oh, excuse me, I keep yawning when I'm talking here. I don't know why. And so we got that off, and now we're kind of stuck under it's too heavy for me to pull it out from under the tractor by hand, so I can't really drain the main case, because I can't really get a bucket in there, which that's another reason why I pulled it, is because it's kind of in the way for doing anything. So So I can't get a bucket under there, so eventually when the excavator's going, I'll just take a chain and drag it the heck out of there, and we'll go from there, I guess. So that's kind of where we're gonna leave it, I guess, for now, until we can get that thing out of there. I'm gonna bring Rick's tools back down into the shop, the ones that go down there, and then we might kind of pack up shop and head out here, possibly. I was gonna stay till dark, but I kind of don't really know what to do, so we'll see. It's about, well, it is currently 2:45, so in about 2 more hours it's gonna be dark. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We need to get a gasket for this thing, because I don't think I can order that on Steiner, so I'll have to maybe, it would be better if I made one, but I'm terrible at making gaskets, so we'll probably end up ordering that through Case IH and spending a gajillion dollars on it, but such is life. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at on the TA diesel. I took a couple pictures of the fabricable messed up gauge cluster here, and I'm gonna talk to a couple people that I know sell parts, or otherwise I'll ask on Facebook if anybody's got the gauge cluster mount for this, because it's different from the gas versions, because it's got the hole that the throttle lever goes through. That's the word I'm thinking of. So we'll have to go through and see if I can't find one of those. But yeah, or if any of you have one, that would help too. And then we're gonna have to go through and do a wiring harness on this one, because this one's so messed up. So it's got a long road ahead of it, but it's coming along. So yeah, I think that's where we're gonna leave you guys, though. I don't think there's gonna be much more for filming, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the video that we got. If not, well, sorry, we'll try better next time. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll talk to y'all next time.